Okay. And you can just invite if you have.
All right. Hello and welcome everybody to the My Mellow tournament. Today we will be seeing GWS versus HCN. I am Ray, and this is my fellow commentator, Pearl.
Yes, hello. I'm very excited to get into this matchup here.
Absolutely. It's always fun to watch. Right now we are in round one. So we may see something like an opera singer who is typically the dominators of this round one in most tournaments.
Yeah, most likely we will be. Yep, we're going to be seeing that opera singer. And for this composition, it's going to be a mercenary, a psychologist, a toy merchant, and an antiquarian.
Absolutely.
Interesting build on the Psych. Psych is going to be running suicide build. 12-9.
Well, that's actually pretty common against a opera singer. You'll see, especially in like IJL, we see triple tied with maybe one person with borrowed time.
Oh, yeah.
Just because their job is to kind of farm out people as much as possible to stretch out the game to see if we can possibly get a one-man out in the end game.
Usually the goal with an opera singer is just to get one person out at least. And looks like we're going to be seeing corner house and graveyard spawns, just trying to play it safe.
Yep, if I were the opera singer, I think I would probably try to maybe go for the mercenary, because unfortunately with the delayed damage nerf, it's just not, he's not a great chase target anymore. Or he's not such a bad chase target anymore. And the elbow pads are very easily caught up with.
Yeah, there is that toy merchant for support though, so if the survivors have good communication, even chasing the mercenaries is going to be a team.
All right, and we are going to go straight down, and it does look like the GWS Hunter will be heading straight into the middle, maybe to try and stop a mercenary, or even someone like like the Toy Merchant.
Oh, Toy Merchant kind of running into the Hunter a little bit there, taking her catapult prematurely. I'm not sure if this is live, but that opposite is kind of moving.
It does look like the Toy Merchant did go ahead and take the catapult to test it, perhaps. Unfortunately, allowing the Hunter to get the notification that he was in the area. Doing a good job though. Looking at the ciphers, we do have one cipher close to the 70% area, with the one in middle at around 25%, and then one near Dancing Geisha in around the 40s.
Toy Merchant taking her catapult all the way back to this middle area, but this is where the mercenary is decoding, so this... Oh, and the missed blinking the officer. A little unfortunate there.
Yeah, looking like the Toy Merchant threw down the item in the toy box just in case she does not get rescued. There is still something for the team to use.
Oh, the anti-quake!
Oh, and here's the Green in harass, doing a great job. And unfortunately not getting that pallet stun, but will nail the flywheel and got another amazing pallet stun. Very, very good.
And the teamwork here from the survivor is very good, and that upper singer now opting to chase her close target, which is unfortunately the mercenary. Yeah, jumping back here and just deciding to break these pallets.
Yeah, overall, just amazing coordination as the survivors we're looking at 3 ciphers remaining, and nobody has been on chair yet.
Yeah, still chasing that toy merchant. He's gonna get back on her catapult.
Oh, absolutely amazing catapult, leading you all the way up to that 2nd story, forcing the opera singer to go up the stairs and wasting a lot of time.
Yeah, not breaking those catapults, kind of biting opera singer right there, and she jumps back.
Oh, unfortunately not able to take the catapult. But this will be the toy merchant's first chair at 2 ciphers remaining. Overall, very healthy looking cipher progress for HCN. Yeah, absolutely great job. And the opera singer has gone ahead and sniffed out the mercenary, but did elbow pad in to avoid that early hit. And it does look like the toy merchant is heading right back to that catapult, taking it and getting it once again. Not sure why the opera singer hasn't broken that catapult. It's just allowing a lot of looping time. Oh, a trim hit. Oh my goodness. I cannot. A trim hit is absolutely great job from the HCN survivors. Just kind of pushing this opera singer to the limit. And no tinnitus in the area. The mercenary is heading over to get healed. Overall, just amazing coordination, fantastic rotations from the HCN team. And it looks like the opera singer has come to the antiquarian and hit a pallet stun. Absolutely stunning job from the antiquarian, going ahead and just kind of locking off as much area as possible to prevent the decoding. But it does look like the opera singer is going to go ahead, change targets, but the cipher is primed and has been popped, leading us straight into the end game. Beautiful flywheel from the psychologist, but she will be going down. However, due to the blink being online, that does give the survivors plenty of time to get open the gate. It does look like both gates are being worked on right now, with the gate by Graveyard in its 90s and going ahead and being opened. This is looking like a 3-person escape on the side of HCN. Absolutely phenomenal job against that opera singer. Yeah, absolutely amazing gameplay from the opera, from both the opera and the HCN survivors. Just absolutely astounding stats. Being able to kite out that that catapult really did, I feel, create a lot of really cool assistance for the entire team, just extending that kite several times. But once again, just absolutely amazing job from both the HCN survivors and the GWS hunter. Because Opera herself is not an easy hunter to play. She's quite challenging. Yeah, overall, just some really amazing gameplay. Good game, everyone. And we are going to go ahead and see the HCN survivor, Ken, coming to take the spot in the second half of round 1 in HCN versus GWS. But overall, I think it was really interesting to see in that match just how people are learning to counter the opera singer in real time. She is a very fast hunter, kind of dominating the meta right now, not really allowing survivors a lot of chances to breathe. Very fast-paced gameplay. Feels like her matches fly by. Overall, though, absolutely great job. And looking into the second half of round one, we are potentially seeing another opera singer, but due to the fact that it is Ever Sleeping Town, we could also see something like a Geisha, a Mary, or even something a little out of left field, like maybe a Night Watch, though opera is the strongest hunter typically to play in round one.
Yeah, another strategy that some hunters will also pull is they play a hunter that is not opera singer at first, and then they have that hunter banned and opera is available for round two. So it's really just picking and choosing who you want to play first.
Absolutely. If you're able to get a 4-kill with the hunter other than the opera, you may end up getting, say, oh, this person is a fantastic breaking wheel. They came and they destroyed us in round one with the breaking wheel, so we're going to ban the wheel round two, and then they pull out the opera singer. It can definitely be scary that way.
Yeah, I do think, I could be wrong on this, I do think that this hunter might have a hermit. I could be wrong though. I do confuse that HCN hunters a little bit.
Yes, we have seen the HCN hunters bring out things like the hermit, something like the opera singer. Fantastic, really strong hunters on both teams.
Yeah, for sure. I honestly kind of want to see a hermit first. Not a lot of hermit gameplay.
It would be nice to see Hermit, but he is typically considered a later, like a later round hunter, just because he's so high risk, high reward. If the team is very well coordinated, they're gonna struggle against getting the. The Hermit's gonna struggle because they'll be sharing their damage and timing everything really well. A well-coordinated team can bring a Hermit down to his knees, but the Hermit also has the ability to create some insane snowballs in the end game.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially survivor-wise, having a survivor who can do division obviously really helps. Especially against the control of the red and blue polarity. Oh.
Taking a look at the ban pick, we are going to see Priestess and Toy Merchant being taken off of the map almost immediately, just trying to prevent the mobility of the survivors. With the Toy Merchant on the catapults, we saw how devastating she can be to a hunter last match, and then everyone knows that Priestess on Ever Sleeping is a beast that nobody wants to let out.
Definitely. Priestess and Toy Merchant. Honestly, pretty standard. Not a lot of what I've been seeing recently is leaving the Seer on the table, because Seer did kind of lose a lot of his utility, especially because of the nerf. But even before the nerf, we were seeing a lot less Seer picks, especially for first one.
I mean, it makes sense. A lot of the hunters now have pretty fast attack recoveries. Someone like the opera singer, a wax artist, or even an Naiad have very fast attack recovery animations, so they're able to make up a lot of distance that they may have lost.
Especially with Influence Naiad becoming a lot more common, allowing her to get her dashes more quickly. It's just a lot of the hunters nowadays have a lot of ways to catch up to a survivor quickly. A lot of the hunter meta as of right now is just really fast hunters.
We are going to go ahead and see that GWS will be picking Gardener and Lawyer, which will prevent them from being picked in any future matchups for GWS versus HCN. They will be considered global banned.
Yeah, they're just going full in for the opera singer counter, so they must be 100% expecting that opera singer. I mean, lawyer
Yeah,
can be
I
a good pick
mean,
in general.
Gardner is a pretty common counter to the opera due to the fact that she is a 3-hit down, anything to waste as much time as possible. And then the lawyer is a good decoder as well as a fantastic kiter.
Yeah.
So instead, they will be taking. Go.
You think?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. We'll just. Oh, go ahead.
Well, we do see that they did, GWS did go ahead and take that first officer, which is a pretty decent counter to the opera, the delayed image, kind of guaranteeing the safe passage to the chair.
Yeah, I like officer against Singer more because it really just forces her to either allow you to get to that chair or just keep swinging it here.
Yeah, it is a really great opportunity for the first officer to kind of show up in the meta, not counting the fact that every time he uses his pocket watch, his decoding debuff is lessened a little bit, which is something that you don't typically see happen with the rescue type character. And we are going to go ahead and see the final ban being Dancer, just trying to limit as much support as possible from the team.
Yeah, Opera versus Dancer is a little bit 50-50 because she does get a lot of that distance back because she is just so fast. But if Dancer does set up her boxes right in the middle with those pallets thrown down, it can honestly buy a lot of time, even if it's extremely fast. So, in my opinion, Dancer is probably the most annoying.
Absolutely, the Dancer can be an incredibly irritating counter to the opera, but it looks like it's now on. They are going to go ahead and lock their last character pretty soon. And we may be seeing something maybe like a coordinator. We could maybe see a psychologist being brought out. Someone to kind of just make the team a little tankier. We're going to see a Wildling.
Wildling? Oh. Honestly, well, I'm not sure how I feel about this tech, but I guess it could work out. The only thing I'm worried about is their Cypher Rush because I believe that Wildling does have a really big decoding debuff, and Officers is not that bad, but Wildling is very large. So
yes, Wildling does have a absolutely. Wildling's debuff is quite severe, one of the worst in the game, but he is another one of those several hit downs, taking 2 hits with no attack recovery and then 2 hits with attack recovery to fully down a Wildling on his boar. And he's got great speed, though the opera singer can catch up pretty quickly.
Yeah, that is true. I also like to point out that Wildling does walk slower than every single survivor in the game, which I think is a little stupid, but that is one of his traits.
All right, and taking a look, we are seeing the Gardener on Broken Windows and Flywheel, the Wildling on Broken Windows and Tide Turner, the Lawyer on Broken Windows and Borrowed Time, and the First Officer on Borrowed Time and Tide Turner. Pretty common build against an opera singer counter, just kind of, like I said earlier, the first round to any tournament, especially in this opera-dominated meta, is Hunter versus Hunter. Trying to see just who can get as many points as possible.
We're going to be seeing a Bonbon lock.
A guard 26 lock. I mean, that does make sense. HCN Ken does have a very strong Bonbon. I think right now he's 14th.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I did notice that last time he played, they did target ban his Bonbon, so.
Yep. But having him play in round 1, we are going to go ahead and get to see some Bonbon gameplay. Overall, looks like a really exciting setup here with the Opera counter comp coming in against the Guard 26 on Ever Sleeping Town. Good luck to both GWS and HCN.
Yeah, I do think this could work though. Gardner is not necessarily the worst pick, even if it's not Opera Singer. Wildling and Officer are okay, they're good on their own. And just the last pick, it was a lawyer. Lawyer is just good in general. Yeah, stable decoder, and he can pretty much kite self-sufficiently with the speed ups. They build up over time, but it can really clutch when you need it.
Absolutely. Overall, though, really exciting matchup going to see here. Again, we are taking a look at the builds that the different characters have. Overall, just really excited to see the variety and the way that we can really see how this unfolds in this opera-centered comp. Bringing out a different hunter to just kind of maybe throw them off their game.
Oh. Is the wildling still going to be
Yep, but we are going to go ahead and look at the spawn.
Pretty much with them, but this honestly works considering it is a bomb-on, having your two weakest fighters and the strongest areas, and yeah, Hunter's gonna spawn above the first officer, likely going to chase the Gardener, but because she is in corner house, it might be a little different.
Yep, I mean, nobody really wants to chase a wildling, but he is a presence feeder with that boar, not lending attack recovery, but also granting presence. But let's go ahead and get started. I am Ray, this is Pearl, and we are moving right into the My Mellow Tourney HCN versus GWS, second half of round 1.
Yeah, getting right into this, and the Bonbon is going to immediately opt to chase that Gardener. Gardener here, Gardener here is kind of forced into a position where she has to run either into the corner, and the Bonbon's going to be doing a red light trick here, trying to bait her.
Oh, is going to go ahead and fall for that red light trick, but will not go ahead and take the bomb chip. Looks like the Bonbon's goal is to go ahead and just kind of chip away the bubble as much as possible, but it's going to go ahead and take that melee hit, sending him into attack recovery, allowing the Gardener to just get a little bit more distance.
You're going to be shutting this pallet here just to get her some more distance. Yeah, beautiful bomb dodges from this Gardener. Yeah, just walking right past that one with no fear. Going to probably have to transition away here soon since this area is completely expanded.
Oh, absolutely amazing.
Beautiful pallet stun
from the Gardener, going ahead, allowing some additional time to transition. Taking a look and, yep, throwing down as many pallets as possible. Is going to avoid that bomb. Very, very good job avoiding these chain bombs from the Gardener. Beautiful flywheel.
Yeah, this Gardener was not taking any hits here. Minding at that pallet. She's going to be probably going to be taking that first hit here. Yeah, just avoiding all those bombs. This Gardener is doing a very acceptable job, just like dodging every single bomb.
Absolutely, and the Cypher progress is going very strong as well. Looking like we are going to go ahead and head into the 3 Cypher area. And she's going to go down to that timed bomb, very nicely timed from the Bonbon. The Gardener will be going ahead and seeing her first chair. And the first officer will be heading in for the rescue. Let's see. Oh, is going to eat a chip. Kind of.
Oh, beautiful hit from the Bonbon. Getting stuck in that animation. They're not able to rescue.
Oh no, putting the first officer into last effort. And now the Gardener kind of looking into a double down situation. Oh,
beautiful mind game.
Absolutely stunning. Fantastic mind game over there at the pallet. And the Gardener will be going down shortly, leading to a double down situation. Very good job from HCN Ken.
Yeah, the Gardener did die on the Cypher of the Wildling. Here, they most likely will have to sell and just manage this game in nature doesn't go south. Even though their Hunter did get 3-killed, if they draw this, they can still be put in a position where they can come back.
No, it looks like the Wildling will be coming in for that rescue. A little dangerous considering the Gardener doesn't have a lot of kiting potential. Oh, we'll get a 10. Nothing the rescue completely. Absolutely amazing job from Ken, showing that the chase of the Bonbon may not be as strong, but the camp is unforgettable. Absolutely amazing job. Just applying constant pressure, being chaired on the Lawyer Cypher.
Yeah, Lawyer being forced to go for this rescue. He does have a no chair shot, so he could just go for this. Oh, and gets the body block off, so this Wildling has a chance to get away.
Yep, the Wildling could also hop on his boar now. So it looks like, yep, we'll be hopping on the boar, and the Bonbon will be changing targets to the first officer.
The tram providing a little bit of safety for this officer.
Unfortunately, mistiming the chain bomb. Kind of stuck in a little bit of a tricky area. Oh, but unfortunately unable to...
collision there. Yeah, with full presence Bonbon, it's pretty difficult to dodge when he oh, it looks like the Cypher actually is going to be pretty close to him. It just depends on if this officer can kite until that Cypher is primed.
And it does look like they will be popping that Cypher, leading us straight into the end game. This is looking at a tie, potentially three-man scenario, depending on how quickly this Bonbon can down this first officer.
Yeah, it looks like he was contemplating moving his blink there, but he's probably going to opt to save it so he can switch to his teleport and get this officer now. But it looks like those gates are going to be open. Unfortunately, the dungeon is not there, so this will be a solid draw from the survivors on GWS.
Yeah, overall, very good game. However, the point differential will go to HCN, who did get a 3 escape in the first half of round 1.
Yeah, beautiful game for the survivors. Managing to come back from that unfortunate terror shock was just very good on their part, managing their ciphers and making sure they got every single one done. Even with two people that decode substantially slower than every other survivor in the game, they managed to get every single cipher done relatively quickly.
Yeah, and taking a look at the stats, we do see that the Gardener kited 110 seconds, did go ahead and get one pallet stun in, and the decoding from everybody else looking to be over 100%. Very good job from the GWS survivors. Fantastic coordination.
Yeah, the coordination on both sides, both survivor teams have an excellent coordination. Just support and everything. And the individual kites as well. The Gardener with that first kite, really securing that draw. The terror shock was unfortunate, but Gardener's kite bought a lot of time so that his ciphers did get a lot of progress. So the terror shock in the end didn't necessarily matter.
Yeah, just some really great gameplay. Looks like we'll be having a lot of fun here in the second half that we will be moving into shortly. So we will go ahead and see something. We may go ahead and see that band pick, as well as the map pick being started shortly.
We will be waiting on the faction pick from HCN.
But yeah, absolutely great job. Hold on. So we are looking at, I think it's 3-2 right now. So pretty close. GWS does have the ability to play catch up in the in this later half.
I think it's 5-3, which isn't necessarily a good, but.
Yeah, 5-3. Thank you. But again, really good job from both sides of the team. Still, we do have quite a few capabilities in the second half. We are going to potentially maybe see a bigger map as we are moving into the map pick. I I think it would be fun. We haven't really seen bigger maps being used yet, because Ever Sleeping itself is a pretty condensed map, pretty balanced on both ends.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential for survivors and a lot of potential for hunter. So it's really overall just a very common map. We see it a lot.
Overall, though, I think it'll be a fun and entertaining matchup again. We may end up seeing an Opera ban, or even maybe that Dream Witch pick, the Dream Witch ban, if HCN thinks that they can take on the Opera once more.
And they might pick a map that is not necessarily good for the singer, like Orange Factory, and opt for a Dream Witch ban.
I mean, the maps that Opera would struggle in are the larger maps like Lakeside and Moonlit, because one of the only ways to really cause the Opera to struggle is to get her to overextend in the gameplay. So we've seen a lot of Moonlit picks as an Opera counter comp, or as an Opera counter ban.
Yeah, I honestly have seen a lot of Lakeside too, specifically, and I believe IVL or IGL. I see a lot of Lakeside picks specifically to kind of forcing that, because the map is just so big and there are a lot of good areas. It's just a lot of walls and pallets.
The more maps spread out, the more spread out the map is. It does kind of force the Opera to decide, am I going to pressure the ciphers, or am I going to go ahead and tunnel the survivors, try to see if I can pressure them out by downing them quickly. It really is just a shot in the dark for either end.
Yeah, but it just puts a lot of pressure on the hunter, which can kind of screw with them.
Yep, we are going to go ahead and see an Arms Factory ban, leaving HCN to pick really whichever map they please.
I actually agree with this Arms Factory ban, because Arms Factory is one of the only maps, if not the only map, where Opera Singer kind of really struggles, because Arms Factory is just really compact, and if you play it right, she really can't do anything. There's pallets and hiding areas everywhere on that map. So, smart ban.
Mm-hmm. And the Opera does go ahead and kind of eliminates the tight kiting, which you can see in Arms. And with the fact that everything is so compact, there are quite a lot of shadows for her to manipulate.
Yeah. So we're just waiting on the map. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick a map like, oh yeah, we're going to be seeing Moonlit.
Yep, Moonlit River Park, a really fun and entertaining match. Let's see if we can maybe do something with the coaster.
Oh yes, I love coaster plays, especially teams that are coordinated. Seeing those coaster plays is just so sad.
Yeah, so they may be maybe trying to pull out the Dream Witch, but it does. Overall, looks like we are going to be heading into this next round pretty soon. But yeah, with the bigger map, we may end up not seeing an Opera pick. You could potentially see the Dream Witch that the Hunter has, or Geisha is pretty strong on this map. There are a lot of different ways she can dash over.
Yeah, they might ban the Dream Witch and take the Opera, knowing that she's not necessarily that great on this map. Hunter also might play either maybe a Night Watch. Although he's not as good as he used to be, he can still secure kills and has a lot of potential to get wins, although he's more considered a draw hunter now and a wax artist.
Yeah, I mean, we would probably want to see a hunter that's pretty fast, like the Night Watch, the Geisha, or even a Bloody Queen is playable on this map. The only downside being is that coaster. This is also a good map for Wheel. This is a very good map for Wheel.
Also a pretty decent map for Hermit. This map is just good for a lot of hunters who can cover distance.
but we are going to go ahead and see that the GWS will be hunting and the HCN survivors will be surviving.
Yep. So I believe we're just doing answer. So psychologists and boy merchant are globally banned, so unfortunately we won't be seeing those two picked again for this choice.
Yeah, so yeah, we could be potentially seeing perhaps a priestess if the hunter does not ban her out. We could be seeing maybe a seer. I'm thinking other hunters that can provide a lot of distance.
A mercenary, maybe.
Yeah, a mercenary could be picked here, even a gravekeeper.
Yeah, I do think that specifically on Moonlit, if the mercenary is not available, I do think that Wildling is actually the better pick. Because I do see in IBL and IGL that they use Wildling as a replacement for mercenary after the nerf.
I mean, yeah, Wildling is considered one of those throwaway characters where you're able to pick him in the first half to kind of globally lock him because he's useful when he can be, but he's not so detrimental that you need to make sure that he stays open like an antiquarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see the anti-ban after seeing how insane she was in the last match, the antiquarians.
Might just like respect them.
Absolutely. We could also potentially... Go ahead.
No. Wi-Fi.
So we might go ahead and even see maybe an entomologist pick or an ento ban, just due to the fact that the ento has the ability to provide a lot of support, especially in terms of blocking off certain kiting areas for the hunter, forcing him to either get slowed through the bees, get pushed back, or spend time breaking them. Okay, we are going to go ahead and see Seer and Priestess being banned. Makes sense. Again, the Priestess is very, very strong on this map. She's able to cover a lot of distance very, very quickly, especially on that bridge.
Oh yeah, for sure. If the hunter did not ban Priestess, they could probably guess who they were going to be going against, either a wheel. Even a geisha does not have to ban Priestess on this map.
Mm-hmm. The thing is she's just, and then with the global portal, she's able to kind of cover just an insane amount of distance, especially if she decides to bring a build that allows her to heal her teammates even faster.
Yeah, Priestess is just an overall nuisance. I'm surprised they haven't nerfed her yet. They nerfed Mercenary and Seer, but they did not nerf Priestess.
They said recently that her stats look to be pretty equal as is. She's considered a lower stakes survivor, with the fact that if you have game sense, you can kind of pick her up pretty quickly.
That is true, but no one ever gets to play Priestess. So, neither of those stats are kind of accurate. Priestess doesn't get banned every 20 games.
But overall, we are looking towards a pretty good time with these survivors.
Yeah, just waiting on those third blocks. They might lock Mercenary first, just to have that stable rescuer on this map. Mercenary is the best rescuer on this map next to Wildling, so you might see picking him first because there are other rescuers on the table, but we'll see.
I mean, Gravekeeper is also an option with that speed boost and the shovel, allowing you to traverse distance pretty quickly.
I don't know. I might just be biased because Mercenary is my boy. So that's just me having favorites in terms of characters.
I mean, absolutely. Mercenary is one of the strongest survivors in the game for a reason. But with that delayed damage nerf that we did see come through recently, he's kind of fallen off a little bit in terms of public favor. Still very stable, still very strong, but no longer really able to kind of clear Lakeside, getting hit on one side and getting to the other gate.
Oh, yeah.
Now only taking 16 seconds to down as opposed to 30.
Yeah, that's the only thing I believe that kind of changed, because he can still eat a terror shot on his extension when it really matters. So I still think that he's pretty much the best rescuer still. He's the only survivor in the game who can eat a terror shot and still rescue.
Yeah, and taking a look, we are going to see the Ento lock and the anti-lock globally banning them, as well as banning the Dream Witch, deciding that they can take the Opera.
Yeah, I honestly I kind of expected that. Dream Witch on this map can be really good, especially can counter the coaster, play a leech at the coaster and chase with a follower, and it's pretty much GG's free terror shot on the coaster. So I can understand what it would.
But, so we could, with the Dream Witch being banned, we could potentially see the Opera in being brought back, or even a different hunter, potentially someone like a Geisha, or Bonbon would be the best option on this map, just due to the fact that he is kind of slow and not able to traverse distances quickly on such a large map.
Yeah, and for the two picks, it was Entomologist. Or, yeah, it was. Okay. I'm a little confused there. So,
Yep, but just looking like a pretty entertaining matchup setting up to go ahead and move into the first half of round 2. Again, very excited to get started. We are going to see a Merc ban and a Gravekeeper lock, really showing that the Gravekeeper is still viable in tournament, even though we haven't seen him too frequently.
Yeah, we have not seen a lot of Gravekeeper. I believe he mostly fell off because he is a chase target, and if you're only tied to an then it can be a little bit difficult for me. So the rescuers, like, you don't want them to get chased first, and that's the issue with a journalist and Gravekeeper, is that they're very viable for first chase. So they kind of are 50-50 right now.
Yeah, overall, just something really fun and interesting to see in terms of the way that the meta has kind of shifted a little bit to not be so rescue-centric and be more towards just kind of forcing out as many hits as possible. Tankier survivors are what seems to be the newest and coolest thing.
Yeah, it was round 1 meta is probably the most fun this game has been in terms of meta, because you can go with these crazy picks like Lucky Guy and Gardner and Lawyer, and like characters that usually never get picked. We're always seeing round 1 comps being played round 2 because there's no Opera Singer. So I really like the way that Opera Singer has just completely changed the meta.
Yeah, the implementation of the Opera Singer has just kind of shaken up the meta completely, kind of pushing every other survivor into the, not every other hunter into the back burner.
Going to be seeing an Acrobat band coming from the GWS hunter, and right after that, a Gardner lock.
Yep, so putting the Gardener as the global lock is pretty interesting, but we are going to go ahead and see them lock builds pretty soon. It looks like the Gravekeeper will be taking a pretty classic rescue build with Tide and Borrowed Time, and the Antiquarian bringing Flywheel and Borrowed Time, but the Gardener, however, rocking what you called the Suicide build, 12 and 9. So that is Broken Windows and Borrowed Time. No, not Borrowed Time. Flywheel.
Who was the last person on the team? I forgot. It was entomologist, right?
The Entomologist.
Yeah, entomologist with 9. Since someone decided to pick mystery man.
Yeah, overall, we are looking towards a pretty interesting team comp.
Yeah, I do know that HCN really likes their entomologist. They use their entomologist a lot, and their support with entomologists is very good. So I'm honestly excited to see how they do, especially on a map as big as Moonlight.
I mean, yeah, with such a big map, it kind of puts the survivors in a little bit of an advantage over their counterparts, kind of allowing them potentially to try something a little different, try something a little like exciting.
Yeah, so just waiting on the control up, which will. Oh, it's going to be Opera Singer.
Yep, so HCN has decided that they are willing to take the opera again and kind of not pay it any heed.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little interested as to the opera pick here, since opera usually isn't that good on this map, but I do believe that this hunter has played opera on Moonlit quite a bit, so let's see something.
Yep, so it does look like Halcyon has decided that they have that they are willing to take the opera singer on again and are confident in their ability to kite it out.
Yeah, they may have honestly been expecting an opera because of the Gardener as Slim, but Gardener in general, again, is not necessarily a bad pick at all against any hunter, unless it's a wheel. But yeah.
Overall, just really excited to see the way that these characters will kind of change it up.
Yeah, very excited to see this comp. Probably we'll be seeing some typical spawns here. Oh, never mind. Yeah, we're going to be seeing the Gardener spawning below 10. Antiquarian taking first stop, the Gravekeeper on that bridge, and the Entomologist in 2-story. This spawn is a little interesting. I thought they would put the Gardener at 4th stop. What do you think?
And yeah, but this does allow her to kind of choose to decide, am I going to loop the 10th area or am I going to loop 4th stop? It gives them a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, but it's true, since Opera Singer can kind of counter that loop with her shadows, just bouncing back and forth, especially with how fast she is, but Elevation does kind of mess with that.
All right, and we are going to go ahead and move straight into the first half of round 2 in GWS versus HCN. I am Ray, and this is Pearl, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Looks like the Opera hasn't quite found a chase target. What's heading in the direction of the Gardener, but has instead decided to head towards the Gravekeeper, who is heading over towards the double pallet area.
Gravekeeper opting not to use his shovel and just take that basic hit. Looks like we are going to be seeing those bees come into play. Yeah, choosing to jump into that shovel now. Supposed to be heading straight for those bees, which have been placed at the front of the funnel. Yeah, but obviously they're just running straight past them and managed to catch up to this Gravekeeper very quickly.
Yeah, but the Gravekeeper is making great use of that pallet and is heading just closer and closer towards the kind of drop down area. Is going to take that hit and use it to get a vault out.
Yeah, going to be transitioning to Gaka here, where we're going to see the anti-Korean possibly coming in for some early support.
Yeah, it's gonna unfortunately avoid that heavy hit. Oh, but it's gonna miss the pallet stun, but will get Blake.
They're going to be chasing that anti-Korean. Oh, a beautiful pallet stun from the anti-Korean.
Absolutely stunning job from the Antiquarian going ahead and just kind of putting a little bit of fear, and will go ahead and get that disarm on to the opera singer.
Oh, a little bit of a missing flywheel.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that heavy hit, forcing the Gravekeeper to unfortunately limit the harassment.
Yeah, this kind of hinders Cypher progress just a little bit because the Antiquarian did have to spend quite a bit of time trying to buy more time for that Gravekeeper.
That's true. It does look like we will go ahead and see the entomologist coming into the chair as the opera singer is not camping like at all. Oh, she has go ahead and swapped back to the entomologist who she has seen the scratch marks for.
We might be seeing the roller coaster come into play. Gravekeeper just going to be booking it for the coaster. Probably going to make it now that he brought the Hunter into attack recovery. Oh, gets the coaster off.
And it does look like the opera singer will unfortunately mistime that dash. And it looks like the Antiquarian has gotten on with the Gravekeeper, and they will be heading to third stop to meet up with the Gardener to kind of have a heal party.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for this opera singer. She does get there pretty quickly though, so unsure if they'll be able to get any of these kills off. They do end up killing the Gravekeeper, which is probably the most important to be killed right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job from the team. We are still looking at 3 ciphers remaining, and the ciphers are looking pretty equal so far. No few ciphers in any one location, but it does look like the Antiquarian will be coming back into harass after being healed up by that Gardener. Oh, but yeah, we'll go ahead and take the hit as the opera singer just flies straight through that pallet.
Yeah, this opera singer has learned to just completely disregard this. A beautiful selective predict from the opera singer.
Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing job. Unfortunately, was dropped, so the Antiquarian did not get the rescue, but did buy just a little bit of time.
Yeah, so they have their last 2 ciphers. Their last one is going to be at first stop. Oh, we're gonna be seeing an abnormal switch.
Interesting choice. It does look like the Gardener will be taking that hit in order to get the bubble. We'll go ahead and be downed for this Gravekeeper. Looks like they may be trying to do a option where several different survivors die for the survivor that is dead on chair with the harassment capability, as well as just body blocking. But this area has been kited, has been used, so there are very few pallets to be entailed. But the Antiquarian will be providing a little bit of assistance, but now we are just using the bodies of the survivors to kind of, oh no! Unfortunately, the Antiquarian tried to block off the pallet area, but it was just a little too wide for the Anti to really go through. But it does look like the final cipher is at 48%, seeing a little bit of lag from the opera singer side.
Do you think that was kind of misplayed just a little bit? Kind of over supporting. I do believe they will get this pop off though, so it did end up working out for them. Oh, never mind, they won't get this pop off. Yeah, this puts them in a very odd position now because the opera singer will have a normal backup, and this Gardener and the MC will be down. Beautiful flywheel from the Gardener, but there is not really much more to go. Yeah. Most likely going to be staying at the normal here. Yeah, and someone just kind of running in the area here.
Yeah, she will be pushing that cipher back even further, putting it in the 70s, and kind of causing the HCN survivors to have to open up another cipher on the other side of the map, not really giving them enough time to reset. Overall, though, very strong gameplay from both sides. Kind of a redemption for this Opera after struggling so much in the first half.
Yeah, especially on a map that Opera is not considered that good on.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the Enta support will not allow the HCN survivors to get down. We are looking at potentially a one-man escape as the Antiquarian will be chaired.
Yeah, and this is the Antiquarian's first year, so it will take a longer time for her to die, allowing this opera singer to have more time to just sniff out where this gardener is. And the dungeon is right here as well.
Yes, the gardener's best bet may be to potentially try and look for a syringe or another item to assist, just to kind of
She might. Oh yeah, she will get close. She also might just like hide and go for it because she does have the bubble, so it might make it easier for her to get it. Hunter getting a little bit lost here.
Yeah, and the gardener, I believe that her flywheel is off of cooldown, so she does have that kind of safer passage to the chair, but the bubble...
Yeah,
and we will go ahead and see the one-man escape on the side of HCN, just preventing the team from getting the full 5 points from a 4-kill.
Yeah, a beautiful play from the gardener. Just opting not to pop that cipher to reveal her location and just hiding it out. The hunter was most likely chair.
Yeah, overall, just an absolutely phenomenal job from the side of HCN being able to get a one-man escape as opposed to a 4 escape, and then the opera singer showing that maybe letting opera out for the second round is not such a good idea, considering how strong she is.
Yeah, opera singer did a very, very good job, especially on this map. I believe that they picked this map because opera is not considered that good on this map. I think they may have underestimated how annoying opera singer can be on any map.
Absolutely. We do want to try to avoid letting the opera out again in the potential third round. But overall, both teams have been giving it their all, and we will be going ahead to get started in the second half of round 2.
Very excited to see what they pull out here. Again, really hoping we see some permit action. Permit on roulette can be very fun. I love watching permit games. Just seeing the brain gears turning on both sides. Just really interesting. I don't know.
Honestly, just really excited to see the different ways that the survivors can try to catch up. I wonder if they will bring out a potentially something like a breaking wheel. Maybe even something interesting like a geisha could definitely be brought out on this map. Overall, though, it just looks like it will be something pretty entertaining to watch as we go ahead and move into the second half.
I do believe that Ken does wheel, so we might see some wheel action if he is not there.
Taking a look, it does look like Priestess and Seer will be banned, and the Lawyer and the Gardener will be global banned as well.
I think these global bans are fine for them, especially on this map. Leaves a lot of very good options to be chosen. So very excited to see what kind of team comp they can come up with.
We may be potentially seeing something. We may see a lock to maybe a toy merchant who is pretty good on this map. Or even maybe, again, we'll see that Ento come out.
I'm not sure what GWS likes to play. We might be seeing an Embalmer, maybe. Might see an anti-first lock, maybe even a Dancer.
Looks like we I went, and we of course do have the sorry, had a little bit of a brain fart there. We do know that Ken could bring out the Bonbon again, or could potentially bring out an opera singer if she is not banned. I think it'll be pretty interesting to see just what Hunter Ken could bring out to deal with the GWS survivors, as there's now kind of a different opportunity for them to see exactly what they can do. We are looking potentially into heading to a round 3 situation. Let's see. Maybe a geisha could be interesting. A wheel could be a lot of fun to see on this map. Maybe even something like a bloody queen or an axe boy. Let's see. Thinking back, and then in terms of the survivor picks, we could see maybe them throw away a rescue like a seer. But no, they will be going ahead and picking Acrobat and Psychologist to be their survivors for the global ban. Does make sense. This is a really strong map for Acrobat, and the Psychologist is just a hefty hunter, being a 3-hit down. Not a hunter, a survivor.
Yeah. Psychologist can also play around with the coaster a little bit. If she does not get first chase and survivor takes the coaster, she can just wiggle them, and that is a 3 heal. So Psych just has good heal.
Absolutely. The Wi-Fi heal could go absolutely crazy.
And yeah, we're going to be seeing a wheel ban. Pretty typical, expected. Nobody wants to face a wheel, especially on this map being so large. And the closer really does nothing against wheel, which is kind of the main aspect of this map. So just taking that wheel off the table.
Let's see. We could, with the wheel ban, we could maybe see the geisha, or we could see the opera.
Yeah, it's likely we might be seeing something more like the geisha. because on this map, she's just so strong. And when seeing a merchant ant, I don't think a merchant, a geisha, would ban merchant. So it's kind of interesting to see who this hunter is going to play.
Maybe potentially an opera, or maybe even someone like a Bloody Queen could be an option, or the Naiad is also definitely something that could happen.
Not on Moonlight can be a pretty strong pick, considering that Naiad moves relatively quickly, and she can cross the map relatively fast.
Overall, though, it is still kind of up in the air.
Yeah, they're going to be picking a mercenary. Pretty standard pick. Being the most mobile rescuer on this map is really something that's very useful. So, can rescue across the map. Moonlight's very, very large.
Yeah, it is just interesting to kind of see the different options that the survivors have, and I think the implementation of the global ban was a good call on NetEase, just to kind of force the survivor teams to shake up the meta a little bit and let them see if they can create some interesting team comps, allowing characters like Gardener, Coordinator, Wildling to really come out and show that they are still able to be used.
Those characters were mostly introduced because of Opera Singer, especially with Global Bounce. They are seen more as sort of throwaway characters because they are good, but they are not mostly important characters like Mercenary, Antiquarian, and sometimes even Psychologist.
Yeah, absolutely. There may be potentially something let's see. Looks like we will be going ahead and seeing a substitution on the survivor side for GWS. We will be seeing Key coming into play. And it does look like potentially we could see I'm hoping for a geisha, but you never know.
Oh, looks like we're going to be seeing Killer Boss hunting instead, I believe. Oh, never mind. You cannot.
No, as Killer Boss did play Survivor, they are unable to play Hunter for this round.
A little unfortunate, considering that Killer Boss is kind of like their main. But I'm excited to see what Ken can bring to the table. I do not see Ken playing a lot of Hunter for HCN, so.
We could potentially also see a Clown. He is viable on this map as well, being able to traverse it pretty quickly. And with the different drill bits, kind of being able to force the survivors to spend a lot more time healing with the help of the modified drill.
Oh yeah. Clown on Moonlit can be very, very scary.
Overall, though, we sorry. GWS just does need to get a 1 escape in order to push this into a round 3 situation, which I feel is something that definitely could be possible if the Hunter decides to play something like a Geisha. we are going to see an Enzo ban, so potentially leading up to a clown, so we may end up seeing some flywheels being,
Let's see, Naya. Naya does not like entomologists either.
That is true. We could also see potentially an Axe Boy. Or...
Oh, yes.
maybe even a Ripper.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, we might see an Axe Boy. It completely crossed my mind that Axe Boy was a hunter.
But taking a look, there are still quite a few options for for both teams. They do still have quite a fair amount of options that they can choose.
Yeah, round 3 is going to be pretty stacked for both teams if we do end up.
It's interesting to think about, though. We are going to go ahead and see Antiquarian as the final choice for GWS. Now, let's take a look and see what the builds will be. Let's see. We could potentially be seeing some flywheels. If a hunter chooses to ban a character like an Ento, they could be someone that's easily countered by a flywheel, like a clown or an axe.
Yeah, 100%. You might also just see your basic Windows build. We also could see some Windows and flywheel for the weaker characters on this team. But
yeah, overall, just a variety of different options that the survivors and the hunter have.
Yeah, so we're just waiting on those locks, and we have the locks. So we're going to be seeing Mercenary on Tide and Borrowed Time, Acrobat on Windows and Borrowed Time, Anti on Flywheel and Borrowed Time, and Psychologist on between Windows and Borrowed Time. So no creative builds this time around. Pretty standard.
Alrighty, so let's see what the HCN hunter will be picking. We will be seeing... Yeah, so we will go ahead and see Robbie being brought out to play in the My Metal tournament.
We have not seen a lot of Exploit in this tournament. I believe the last matchup did have an Exploit played, so try to see more of Exploit.
Yeah, absolutely. Axboy is a lot of fun to watch with the way that he can kind of speed through these matches.
Yeah, with those purple souls really revealing the location of the survivor, making it a little bit harder to hide from an Axboy. We did see in Koa 4 a Axboy destroying B4U, so really, really
quite a while ago. We are going to go ahead and see a pretty standard W-style spawn with the Mercenary on the bridge, the Acrobat in fourth stop, the Anti in the first, and the Psych in the two-story area. Pretty standard spawn for Moonlit. And the Axeboy would probably be best off chasing the Psychologist first, who he did spawn on top of.
Yeah, if the hunter is going to chase the Anti, it's likely we will see a Psych.
That is also an option. But we are going to go ahead and get right into it. Again, I am Ray, this is Pearl, and we are moving into the second half of the My Mellow tournament. Alrighty, and heading right into it, the Oxboy has decided to lay his sights on the psychologist who he knows is in the two-story area. It does look like we are seeing a trump card detention with Blink as the first trait. Psych doing a really good job of kind of rotating around this axe boy, not really giving him time to catch up, take a soul hit, or really go anywhere.
Oh yeah, beautiful weapons.
Yep, we are going to go ahead and see that first hit come through as the axe boy does go ahead and try to catch up. Did go ahead and do a pretty good job of baiting down that drop down. But it does look like he is going to end up going around as the psychologist has hopped onto the coaster, which has been brought over. Interesting choice being able to kind of, yep.
Yeah,
so
beautiful setup for the survivors.
Yeah, very, very good job being able to bring the coaster over so that the psychologist can make a quick getaway. And it does look like we are going to go ahead and see the Oxboy switch targets to the Antiquarian, who's kind of the only other survivor on this side of the map, putting the Oxboy in a little bit of a rough situation because, again, the Antiquarian does have that disarm, which can be quite deadly for a hunter.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful pivot from the Antiquarian, negating that soul hit.
Yeah, absolutely great job. It does look like the Anti is doing a very good job of just kind of rotating around, not really allowing the Axe Boy a moments of rest. Oh, but we'll get a very nice soul hit. We could potentially see something like the Blink to catch up.
Yeah,
yep.
Blink using her stick.
However, we are seeing 2 ciphers done. However, we are on basement, so we could potentially be seeing a basement choice for the hunter. Yep. Which does provide just a little bit of pressure to the GWS survivors.
Yeah, in this situation, they likely will just have to go for an instant save, and the Antiquarian will just have to book it out of the basement. The issue with basement is that you really aren't going to get out alive. And of course, oh wow.
Oh, a drop down hit. And a soul hit.
Oh,
carry back a full stuff from the Axe Boy onto the mercenary in the basement. Absolutely amazing job. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful prediction from the Axe Boy, knowing that that mercenary was just going to elbow pad right past him, hitting him in the middle of that elbow pad, and managing to stop a mercenary, which is usually not seen.
Yeah, absolutely amazing being able to see kind of that level of super intense gameplay. We are going to see the Oxboy travel to grab another branch to potentially just kind of put these survivors in a tough spot. 2 of them in the basement, not really giving them a chance to breathe. Nobody can make it in time.
Yeah, it's looking like either a 1-man or a 4-man kill.
Yeah, depending on how they decide to play it out. Again, there is no tinnitus in the area, so the Oxboy kind of has his pick of the litter.
Yeah, they are currently cipher locks. Their last cipher is, both of their last ciphers are on the same side of the map, with first stop being the only ones who have any sort of progress.
Yeah, we will go ahead and see that mercenary sent back to the manor, just kind of putting the team in a rough position, not really being able to kite to a different area, again, as everything is on this side of the map. Oh, it's going to go ahead and take that hit, but it does look like the Axeboy has a firm idea on the fact that the Acroboy will be coming, the Acrobat will be coming in. Unfortunately, just not really giving them any time to breathe. The psychologist has opened up a new cipher, and accelerated decoding is in the game. However, it's just not a safe area for the acrobat, as all of the pallets have now been broken.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Aspley having multiple cycles just to put some pressure on. We do see a truck card still, so we might be seeing a TP switch pretty soon.
Yep, we could. It does look like the dungeon is here, so potentially we could see a dungeon kite. Oh, missed soul, unfortunately. But
after bolting into the hunter.
Could potentially try to down him quickly without using the blink, and try to TP onto. Oh, unfortunately, missed soul. A little unfortunate, and yeah, it does look like that Cypher.
Yeah, Acrobat's just gonna run straight into the 2-story here. Dungeon is here, so we might see a little bit of a dungeon play here.
Yeah, that is definitely an option. It does look like the Acrobat is gonna try and bomb out of the area. Yep. Will unfortunately be slowed due to the sticky bomb.
Oh, beautiful.
Absolutely amazing job. The hunter could potentially slug for the 4-kill, as the gate is not open yet.
Looks like they're going to be teleporting onto the psychologist, and this is looking like a 4-man elimination. Yeah,
absolutely very amazing. So this will go ahead and give it to HCN. Absolutely amazing job showing the strength of the Axe Boy. That rescue stuff was absolutely astonishing. Very great, very great gameplay from everybody on the team. Just absolutely amazing. Good game to everyone.
Yeah, wonderful play from both sides. Yeah, that game was actually pretty interesting. Had a lot of fun watching that. Both sides really pulled their weight.
Honestly, just an absolutely amazing job from HCN Ken. Fantastic job just kind of putting the pressure onto the team. Again, good game though. GWS putting up a phenomenal fight, especially in that second half with that astonishing opera singer match and that great gardener kite in the second half of round 1.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the survivors on both sides as well did amazing. The coordination for each and every single one of these teams was.
Yeah, honestly, a just amazing job. Great job from everyone on the team. But we are going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this has been the My Mellow Tournament. Again, my name is Ray.
I'm
Pearl. And thank you guys again so much for coming to show up. It's been a great time.